Nobody inside the Carter estate slept soundly on July 1st, 2025. At 10:57 p.m., an electronic ping from federal docket 25-04251 rippled through every entertainment newsroom in North America. Defendant Sean Corey. Carter shall show cause on or before July 18, 2025. 18 days, that's all the time left for rap's first billionaire to decide whether to swab his cheek, keep stonewalling, or settle in silence. 32-year-old Rymir Satterthwaite had finally pried open discovery, and the ink on that order hadn't dried before a second shockwave hit. Latioshi T. Macer, a Maryland mother of 4, declared that her ancestry profile lit up with a 99% match to Carter DNA. "I've stayed quiet 28 years, she posted, but the shadows end tonight." Fans gasped, skeptics scoffed, and somewhere in Houston, a megastar, renowned for immaculate control, allegedly told friends, "I didn't sign up to be stepmom twice." Whether the quote is real or not hardly mattered. The hive felt electricity in the air. By dawn, the hashtags #Justice for Rymir and #TMacer had cleared 100 million TikTok views, while 50 Cent blasted a screenshot of the court order with a single caption, "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge." In one sleepless night, the greatest living hip-hop dynasty found itself staring down the barrel of biology, gossip, and algorithmic frenzy. Letitia T. Macer grew up in Cambridge, Maryland, a town where everyone seems to know everyone else's middle name, and according to locals, everyone knew T's secret. "If you're not from the shore, you won't understand," a former classmate wrote online, but it was common knowledge. T's mother, Lisa, battled multiple sclerosis for most of T's life. Family lore says Sean Carter met her at a Greenwood Avenue cookout in the mid-1990s. T insists an Ancestry DNA kit sealed the truth. 99% accuracy, she posted, though she's never shared the raw data publicly. She also recounts her mother's attempt to call Rockefeller Records back when landlines ruled. A receptionist allegedly laughed, "Do you know how many women phone us daily claiming Jay-Z is their baby daddy?" For decades, T swallowed the rejection, juggling graveyard shifts at a prison infirmary and daytime hours at a hospital while raising 4 kids, including twins, under one roof. She taped motivation quotes above the kitchen sink, told herself the past was the past, and silently wished for acknowledgement. When Rymir's federal lawsuit roared back to life this spring, T saw a rare crack in the Carter armor and stepped through it. Her Instagram confession traveled faster than a Rock Nation press blast, and suddenly, a single mother caretaker with no blue check was front page news. Meanwhile, less than a mile from the shimmering Choptank River, a suspicious real estate deal was closing. On July 11th, local property bloggers noticed a deed transfer for a $1.7 million craftsman-style estate perched on Chesapeake Bay. The buyer of record was a Delaware LLC managed by a Rock Nation attorney. A week later, drone footage showed contractors installing fresh sod, high-grade motion sensors, and a brand new dock extension on the property, upgrades that didn't appear in the original listing photos. Neighborhood chatter connected the dots. The keys reportedly went straight into T. Macer's hands, and friends whispered about a non-disclosure agreement signed in exchange for stability and privacy. Did Sean Carter really purchase silence? His representatives issued a tight no comment, while T's circle insists she's finally living without fear. The optics, however, are merciless. One alleged child fighting for basic paternity testing in open court, another allegedly rewarded with waterfront comfort for staying quiet. In the court of public opinion, perception often steamrolls nuance. And perception here says hush money, whether lawyers like the phrase or not. Yet, even a 7-figure house is pocket change compared to a 15-year legal labyrinth about to reach its most dangerous turn. The Rymir timeline reads like a cautionary tale in procedural law. 2009, Wanda Satterthwaite files a paternity petition in New Jersey family court. The judge dismisses on jurisdiction grounds. Jay-Z's official residence is in New York. 2011 to 2019, 4 more petitions bounce between Philadelphia and Trenton. Each time, judges cite paperwork defects or expired service windows. None ever compel a DNA swab. May 6th, 2025, Rymir and his godmother, Lily Coley, file a federal civil rights complaint alleging fraud, intimidation, and conspiracy. They claim case files were tampered with, and witnesses were quietly pressured. June 3rd, 2025, Jay-Z's legal team tells the court he only learned of the suit that day and therefore needs additional time to respond. July 18th, 2025. A judge, apparently tired of delay, orders Carter to answer or risk contempt. Along the way, Remir alleges darker tactics. His car was allegedly vandalized with gunfire, key legal packets went missing from clerk offices, and a Philadelphia judge privately warned Lily to drop it before someone gets hurt. None of these claims are proven, but the mere possibility turns an ordinary paternity action into must-see streaming content. After all, audiences love a David versus Goliath story, especially when Goliath owns music's most envied catalog. And just when observers expected a humble compliance, Carter's lawyers returned fire. 27 pages of tightly argued motion practice arrived less than 48 hours after the July 18th order. Carter characterizes the lawsuit as decades-long harassment, points out that multiple courts have tossed earlier actions, and urges sanctions against what he calls obsessive conduct. He also says the May 6th filing was never properly served, making every subsequent deadline premature. Legal analysts call it textbook delay, drag proceedings out until plaintiffs run out of patience or money. The court, surprisingly, splits the difference. Carter gets a brief 7-day extension, not the open-ended schedule his team requested. On legal blogs, litigators debate whether the judge's patience is already worn thin. On social platforms, nobody waits for outcomes. They treat every motion as a new meme template. Meanwhile, tabloid columnists pivot to the person whose silence can speak volumes. Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles Carter. Officially, Beyonce says nothing. No cryptic captions, no orphaned likes. Unofficially, family sources whisper that she has drawn a bright line. 1 paternity cloud was survivable, 2 is a PR freefall. Lemonade flashbacks resurface on X, formerly Twitter, and the once playful lyric Billie Jean in his prime, "The kid ain't mine," now feels like foreshadowing instead of braggadocio. Industry insiders note a prenup clause that reportedly intensifies financial penalties after 10 years of marriage. Well, it's been 17. Those same insiders stress that walking away from a combined multi-billion-dollar empire isn't simple. Yet even the idea that Beyonce might weigh her exit sends gossip shows into ratings overdrive and pumps fresh oxygen into an already blazing story. But any breakup rumors have to compete with the internet's true currency: viral spectacle. First salvo. 50 Cent's screenshot of the court order racks up 2 million likes in under 6 hours. A few scrolls later, Nicki Minaj quote tweets it with a single side-eye emoji, then deletes, far too late. Screenshotting has become a sport. TikTok creators mash Beyonce clips with Maury-style "you are not the father" audio, while the phrase #Justice for Remir surges past 100 million video views in a weekend. Influencer attorneys livestream breakdowns of paternity law. Amateur sleuths scour Zillow for proof of T's mansion. Reaction YouTubers mine every new filing for click-worthy outrage. Jay-Z's delay tactic exposed. The algorithm, hungry and immoral, feasts on engagement, not accuracy. In that environment, perception cements faster than any judge can draft an order. Yet likes and follows are just the froth on a much deeper pool of consequences. Financial stakes. Forbes values Sean Carter's net worth near $2.5 billion. 2 additional heirs could dilute trust distributions, publishing royalties, and future catalog sales. Insurance carriers on Beyonce's upcoming tour reportedly inserted morals carve-outs triggered by felony or statutory allegations. Although no criminal charges exist, even whispers can raise premiums. Legal stakes. If Wanda truly was 16 when she met a 20-something, Sean, an unverified claim, statutory concerns hover in the background. Several U.S. states have revisited old allegations under newly extended limitation statutes. Lawyers say the probability remains low, but brand safety departments at global partners can panic over far slimmer hypotheticals. Legacy stakes. Jay-Z built a myth of control. Every sample cleared, every narrative polished. A forced DNA test threatens that narrative at its root, lineage itself. If the result is positive, headlines won't read paternity confirmed, they'll read billion-dollar blueprint cracks. All roads now lead back to that looming date on the calendar. Scenario A, the swab. Carter complies, a lab processes the sample, and results leak within weeks. If negative, the saga ends with a whimper. If positive, settlement talks ignite at 8-figure levels. Either way, the decisive action earns cautious respect from some onlookers. Scenario B, endless motions. More filings dispute service, venue, or jurisdiction. The judge's patience thins, leading to escalating fines or a default judgment. Headlines drag deep into 2026, and brand partners quietly weigh exit options. Scenario C, quiet payday 2.0. Behind closed doors, both Reimer and T negotiate NDAs in exchange for life-changing sums. The public never sees test results, yet rumors ossify into folklore. Carter's empire survives, but with a permanent asterisk that no PR firm can fully scrub. Vegas odds makers, yes, such bets exist on crypto books, favor Scenario C. But social media watchdogs, paparazzi drones, and 50 Cent's ever-ready Instagram make true secrecy harder than ever. For most of his career, Sean Carter mastered narrative control, turning Marcy Project's folklore into Madison Avenue respectability. But DNA doesn't care about Grammy counts or board seat resumes. Those 18 July days may feel short to outsiders, yet they represent half a lifetime for Reimer and nearly 3 decades for T. They may also mark the final test of vows Beyonce once believed unbreakable. July 18, 2025 won't merely decide a paternity suit. It will measure whether an empire founded on meticulous image making can withstand a single cotton swab, and history has a habit of proving one thing: what's done in the dark eventually grabs the mic. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss any upload on all the celebrity gossip. Thanks for watching.